What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna, and whether you are a new or returning subscriber, I am so glad you are here. I am especially glad that you are joining me right now because this is the start of my summer chakra series, where for the next 7 weeks, all of my classes are going to be based off of the chakra system, starting with today's class, which is going to be a root chakra flow. I'm going to preface this at the start. Feel free to jump ahead maybe like 3 to 5 minutes because I am going to do a little bit of a story time to kind of introduce you to the chakras and the root chakra before we jump in. So if you just like want to head into class, go ahead, fast forward about 3 to 5 minutes. Anyway, the chakra system the chakras are wheels of energy in our bodies. If you're familiar at all with acupuncture, the meridians in Ayurveda, yoga sister science, they are called the nadis. We have these energy channels running throughout our body, and we also have these main energy channels. I'm not going to go too much into it, but when those main energy channels intersect, that energy starts to spin and it makes an energy wheel or chakra. We have 7, they run up our spine, and they correspond to different yoga poses, can soothe or activate the chakra to bring greater balance, but they're also connected to color, they're connected to sound, to elements of nature, as well as different psychological archetypes, because again, these energy centers relate to different areas within our lives. The root chakra relates to our basic most need for security and stability in the here and now, having our basic most needs met. A little story time about the root chakra is that my root chakra has not been balanced probably throughout this whole pandemic. I have moved 5 times in the pandemic. Since March of 2020, I have relocated 5 times. And most of that has been going back and forth between coasts. So that energy center of my root, that need for predictability, for stability, it just wasn't happening. And the interesting thing is that, so where I'm living right now, I have lived here since January, which is crazy that 4 months is the longest I've lived somewhere since March of 2020. Once I got all my stuff moved in, I started to have these like huge waves of emotion, like things that I thought I had already processed were like just coming up for me. And it was a lot, it was intense. And when I talked to my mom and my therapist about it, they both said like, well, you are finally in a place where you have predictability. It is like, you know, you're in a good spot. You know, you're going to be here for a little bit. You have that predictability. You have that stability. So now, like on a subconscious level, you feel safe enough to tap into your emotional self that's probably been offline for a little bit. And that is so, so true, right? That we need kind of this baseline level of stability, of predictability, of safety, before, right, we can evolve and grow in other places. And while a brief yoga class is not going to fix that, this can just be, right, a nice grounding flow, a way to help you get on a very physical level, starting with the body, feeling at ease in the here and in the now. So that's what this class will focus on. We'll also do a little bit of pelvic floor connection. The pelvic floor is connected to the root chakra, a little bit of balancing, and then a little focus on forward folding and kind of turning inward. So feel free to grab a pillow or even a blanket as well for today's class. And once you're ready to start, I will meet you on your mat. All right, let's get started with a meditation. So to get grounded, again, to feel a sense at ease physically in the here and in the now, we're going to do a meditation called the 5-4-3-2-1 meditation. I really love it, and it's just a way for us to get connected to our senses. Feel free to sit on a pillow or just whatever's comfortable for you. Let your shoulders relax down your back as you feel the spine elongate tall. This is kind of an interactive meditation. So as you feel yourself kind of get centered here, arriving into your space, we're going to look at something. So find an object to look at. And taking stock of as many details as possible, maybe wondering how much that object might weigh. Then switch. So that's our 5 objects we'll look at. So let's do another one. Taking in the detail, the negative space, how much it weighs. And another one. And another. And let's do one more. So continue to breathe. Connect to your breath while you do this. All right. Once you've let that go, we'll connect to our sense of touch. So we'll find noticing some kind of touch sensation. It could be your hair against your back, clothes against your skin. Noticing one thing, how that feels. Switching to another sensation. And another. And let's do one more. So that's our 4. Let's connect to hearing. So I want you to start to connect to what you hear, maybe starting with the farthest away sound. Something a little closer. And a little closer. And then we'll join 2 together. So for 2, we'll do smell and taste. So noticing what smell might fill your nose in this moment. Taste that might be in your mouth. And then for 1, connecting to something that you feel grateful for. We'll close out that meditation. If your eyes are not yet closed already, feel free to close your eyes. You can also place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Getting centered here with a full breath in and a full breath out. Awesome. Blink your eyes to open, and let's do a little bit of foot opening. So we'll do toe stretch and ankle stretch. We won't be here super long, but right, if we're thinking about root chakra, the root, feet are a part of that. So for toe stretch, I really like to cushion my knees for this. So feel free to use your pillow on your knees, bringing your knees together as much as possible. And you can manually kind of tuck your toes under, making sure to get your pinky toes as you start to bring your weight back onto your heels. Now you'll see that my knees are really bent here. Option to take a couple pillows and place them between your hips and your heels, or you can also roll up a blanket. Allow the shoulders to roll all the way down your back, sitting up tall through your spine, taking just a couple of breaths here. Acknowledging if any sensation feels particularly intense. Breathing into that resistance. And I invite you to continue to connect into your senses as we did earlier, right? Then these moments, if you find yourself kind of wandering off into thought, allow the senses of your body bring you back to that place of being in the here and the now. Let's take one more inhale. And one more exhale. Nice. All right, walk your hands forward, untuck your toes. You can kind of tap the feet a little bit, tap, tap, tap. And then to do a little counter stretch, we'll do ankle stretch. So your toes will stay untucked, walk yourself back onto your heels. I'm gonna have my hands about in line with my knees as you shift your hips back and allow the knees to lift. Squeeze your thighs together, knees pressing together. We're not here super long. Just one more inhale. And one more exhale. Awesome. Allow the knees to come down. You can set the pillow aside for now and we'll meet on all fours. Finding tabletop. So hands are also kind of part of the equation when we think about foundation. Sometimes we're doing yoga poses on our feet. Sometimes we're doing them on the hands too. So hands will come underneath your shoulders, spread the fingers wide, really grab the mat with your hands, and let's just do a couple wrist push-ups, lifting the wrists and lowering down. The knuckles are still pressing into the mat. Let's just do 4 of those. 3, 2, last one, lift, lower. Very nice. Big inhale into your cow pose, arch your tailbone, lift your heart up, shoulders roll down. Exhale, cat pose, round your back, release the weight of your head and push the floor away from you. Inhale, cow, arch your tail, lift your back. Exhale, round through cat, dome your spine. Good, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, lengthening your breath. One more time, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Finding center, let's bring your big toes to touch, sinking into child's pose for a moment. Separate your knees as you reach your hips to your heels. An option to walk the arms forward, letting your forehead rest on the ground. Child's pose can be an especially grounding pose because of this action of bringing the front of your body, right, which is vulnerable. All of our organs, right, our viscera, that whole front line. That whole front line comes down onto the floor, which can induce, right, a sense of calm, down regulating the nervous system. And noticing where your breath can flow even more freely, breathing into the belly, the side of the ribs, and the back of your trunk. Staying here, one more inhale. One more exhale. Shift to all fours. So inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, take it back to your down dog, lifting your hips. Then feel free to get a little bit of movement here in your down dog. You can bend into one knee, the other knee. Maybe shake your head out a little bit here. And sensing these points of connection, that can be another really nice way, like a technique to kind of feel more grounded in any yoga class, is just really feeling that awareness of like what parts of my body are making contact with the floor and what does that connection feel like, right, in a sensory way. Taking one more full inhale in this down dog. Full breath out, exhale. Good, as you're ready, see your hands look forward. Slowly walk your feet behind your wrists into a ragdoll fold. Take a big bend into your knees, generous bend into your knees. Release the weight of your torso. Option to have your hands resting on the ground. You can hold to your elbows, and maybe you sway a little bit here, side to side. Option to nod your head a little bit here, yes and no. Just sensing your torso getting heavier and heavier, like honey oozing out of a jar. And releasing into the force of gravity. And staying here, one more inhale. Exhale, release your hands. Let's bring your feet together. Bend your knees, tuck chin to chest. Vertebra by vertebra, roll your body up to stand. Let your head be last to come up. And a big shoulder roll at the top to your ears. Down your back. Circle your hands to join at your heart. Feel free to gaze to your fingertips or maybe close your eyes. Just getting fully anchored here with a full breath in. Breath out. Blink your eyes to open, release your arms down. And let's get grounded right through your feet. So feel free to have your feet hips width distance or bring your big toes to touch. Part a little bit of space between your heels. So we're in this Tadasana. Pick up your toes and spread your toes and then allow your weight to evenly shift into the space behind your big toe, space behind your pinky toe and your heel. And then once you feel that groundedness, allow the toes to release back down. Sense your knees stacking over your ankles, hips stack over your knees, shoulders stack over your hips, head floats over your shoulders. And then from that nice alignment, see if you can breathe into it, because that's also something that's important with grounding, right? It's not something that's rigid or forceful. There's a little bit of ease with it, of being in the here and in the now. As you inhale, let's sweep the arms up overhead as you reach. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips, soften into your knees. Lift up halfway as you inhale, so find your flat back. Exhale, we'll come to a crouch and curl position. Place your hands under your shoulders. Rise to your tiptoes as you bring your hips to your heels. Round chin to chest, forehead to knees, and hold. Lift your heels high. Squeeze your thighs together. And think of really actively rounding through your upper back. Good. Grab the mat with your hands, look forward. Inhale, step back to plank. Find the top of your push-up and hold here. So once again, right, get connected to your foundation. Sense your hands grab the mat. Notice your toes plug into the floor, the balls of your feet plug down. Press your heels back in space. Push the floor away from you. And then to engage through your pelvic floor, energetically hug your pubic and tailbone towards each other, and notice that zippering action, hug up through the base of your pelvis. Good, let's hold this for 3. The knees come down in 2. And 1, lower your knees, bend your elbows to lower chest and chin all the way to the floor. Untuck your toes, inhale to a baby cobra, squeeze the elbows in, pull your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, let your hips come up and back. Full breath in. And full breath out. Good, inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift as you inhale, long spine. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, rise back up to stand, sweep the arms up. Palms touch, exhale, hands to heart. Good, 2 times through, inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, crouch and curl, hips to heels, forehead to knees. Plant your hands, inhale, high plank, step back. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold, make your way to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, rise to stand, rise the arms up. Palms touch, exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward folds. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, crouch and curl, hips to heels, forehead to knees. Inhale, high plank, step it back. Exhale, lower your knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in and full breath out. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold, find the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward folds. Good, inhale, rise to stand, reach your arms up. Palms touch, exhale, hands to your heart. Let's move into a little bit of balance. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, sink your hips. Exhale, let's take eagle on the right, cross your right elbow under your left. You can give yourself a shoulder wrap or intertwine your palms, pick up your right leg, cross it over your left, hold here. Good. So squeeze your thighs together, sink your hips down, and squeeze your thighs towards each other. Here is where groundedness is not rigidness, because there are all this little micro movements in this balance. Right? And then you have to connect into your senses, being right here and right now. Notice the point that you're looking at. Let it be something that is not moving. Unravel your limbs. Inhale, lift your right knee, reach your arms up. Good. Exhale to tree pose on the right. Take your right foot, place it to your left thigh, and allow your hands to come to your heart. Feel free, right, we're at home, or maybe you're at home. If you're near a wall space and want to grab wall space, right, go ahead and do it. Press your foot into your thigh back into your foot. So we're really engaged with our foundation. Sandwich your pubic and tailbone. Feel them energetically hug towards each other as you pull up and in through the base of your pelvis, right? It's that kind of zippering action. And let that engagement create a little bit of a lift through your spine. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Maybe begin to lift the gaze, or allow the arms to lift as well. Look at something that is not moving. And falling out is like a pose in and of itself, right? So if that does happen, make that a high point of your practice. Woo. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Allow the right foot to step down. Here's a little home practice thing too. Sometimes I see people with balance, they like really try and force their way through it. Think of really building the balance pose. Take it step by step, right? Go slow with it. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, eagle on the left. Take your left elbow, cross it under your right. You give yourself a nice little shoulder hug. Maybe you entwine your palms. Pick up your left leg, cross it over your right. Hold here. As you squeeze the thighs together, drop your hips. Look at something that is not moving. Tune into all those micro movements that are helping you balance. We'll unwind your limbs. Inhale, lift the left knee, reach your arms up. Exhale, set up for tree pose. So placing left foot at your thigh, the foot can also come by your calf. You can also leave the ball of the foot down and place your heel onto the side of your leg. Yeah, so all of that's there for you. Push your foot into your leg back into your foot, lower body, your roots are active. Pubic bone, tailbone start to energetically hug towards each other, waking up the pelvic floor. Lift your spine, stack your heart over your hips. So we build that foundation of your strong lower body, not so we can kind of collapse into it, but so that you can lift up taller and sense that freedom, that space through the upper body. Option to lift your gaze, maybe you lift the arms up. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to heart, and allow the left foot to step down. Good. Inhale, rise your arms up. Exhale, forward folds. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, crouching curl, hips to heels, forehead to knees. Plant your hands, inhale, high plank, step back. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Big exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a full deep breath in here. Deep breath out. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. As you exhale, let's come to a seated position and let's set up for a seated forward fold. I'm gonna use my pillow for this. Feel free to sit up on a pillow just to get your hips elevated, ever so slightly. When we fold, we want our pelvis to move. The fold comes from the movement of your hips. You want your hips to move forward, right? In that anterior tilt. Pillow just helps with that. So feel free to bend your knees here a little bit. That will also help with that motion of your hips. Stack your shoulders over your hips. As you inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, take that down into your fold. Allow the hands to land wherever. As we take a couple deep breaths into this fold, I invite you to synchronize your breath with the engagement of your pelvic floor. And your pelvic floor really is the seat of the root chakra. Also the root lock in yoga, or what we call the mula bandha. And the bandhas in our body direct the flow of energy. Think of like not like a lock and key, but more like the locks on a canal. So every inhale, as you drop your breath down, imagine it dropping all the way down to the base of your hips. Allow your tailbone to stretch back farther. And as you exhale and fold deeper, feel the pubic and tailbone energetically hug towards each other, censoring that zippering action, pulling up and in. So relaxing on the inhale, engaging on the exhale. And it doesn't have to be like this sense of squeezing or clenching. Think more of just kind of lightly engaging. Staying here, one more inhale. Press all your air out on the exhale. Roll slowly up to sit. And find a seated position that's comfortable for you. I invite you to rest a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. Feel free to have your eyes open just for a moment to take in what you can see. Feel free to close your eyes as you take in what you can feel. Sounds. Smell, taste. And even though you are grounded in the here and the now, there is a sense of allowing what is right here and right now to be in a place of unfolding. Open and calm amidst all of those shifts coming and going. So trusting that the stability we have within ourselves can show up for the present moment, for the here and the now, especially when it's off of your mat. Taking a huge cleansing breath in. Cleansing breath out. Blink your eyes to open if they were closed. Thank you so much. This was your root chakra flow. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel a little more grounded. If you made it to the end of this class, feel free to, let's leave the red heart emoji. Red is the color of the root chakra, so let's go ahead and leave that red heart emoji. Let me know how class was. I hope that you are excited for a couple weeks of some fun chakra flows. I know I certainly am. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It really helps out the channel. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next class. Thank you so much.